Hello, my friends. Good morning. It's Saturday and it is a wonderful day. I hope you guys have great plans for this Saturday and are going to have a great time with your friends, your family, and or by yourself, doing something awesome. We are, my wife is sleeping right now. It's early morning. I got up kind of early, but I did my meditation and just relaxed. I just love the view in the back. I know it may feel like, oh, why would you want to look at dead trees? But it has its beauty in it. We sometimes fail to miss the beauty in it, the mist, the sun trying to peak and so forth. And winter is one of my favorite seasons, actually. I love the cold weather, and so does my wife. And that she likes extremely cold, and I do like it too. But when I'm in the house, I want to stay warm. And so we keep our temperature at 60. I know for some people that's freezing, but we keep it at 60 degrees because she gets hot and I get a little cold. So I put my bathrobe, or, that's why you'll see me in sweaters or something, or sweatshirt, because I can't handle that. But for her, and I want to prefer her because, you could take layers of clothing out, but still feel hot. I can bundle up and I'll be okay. So, but there's sometimes a tug of war of temperature control, and many of us know how that is. But the beauty in this is just beautiful to me, and I love the fall. Fall is the most favorite because you do different colors and so forth, and it's just amazing. I am not a big fan of summer because I don't like the heat, but it's greenery everywhere, so it's beauty. It has its own beauty, and the spring is beautiful with the flowers. So, anyway, enough with the seasons. But today I want to share about rejection, the fear of rejection, and it is one of those things that we all are facing, consciously, subconsciously. We do face that, even if I would say people, the celebrities, they have that challenge. They fear rejection. Oh, I might not get this part, kind of, or, I was not accepted by the audience for my role in X, Y, and Z. So we all have these challenges that we face. How do we overcome that? Is a big question. This past week, I did this video on my anniversary, and the funny part was about, I did so many times. I said, and when I look back at that video, I said, why did I say so many times? And with that in my mind is, oh my gosh, what my audience are going to feel. Or when people watch it, what they're going to say, oh, this guy, why does he say, And I felt very nervous and very, like, after watching that, I'm like, am I ever going to go? And again, I said, it's my verbiage. And as you understand, this whole time, my videos have been unscripted, unedited, and has no filter as such. What you see is what you get. And I wanted to keep it real. Now, I'm not saying that I will never edit. I will. But at this point in time, I just wanted to create material, and I wanted my viewers and people who saw me to concentrate on the content. And I've had this conversation with my sister. My sister said, you need to cut your hair, you need to do this, and rightfully, yes, because people look at you, they like, do I want to see this guy? What is he? But that's something I feel like I want to change. Am I being rebel or what? I don't know, but who I am is, I am who I am. And it's just, I feel like if I'm accepted myself, I've accepted who I am, then I'm not going to be really worried about what others are going to think, whether they accept me or not. And that brings up to my whole point of today. I want to talk about rejection. And I sat there and I thought about it and I said, why do we feel this way? Coming back to the celebrities, when I have heard some of the celebrities, when they went for the audition, they were nervous. They didn't know if they'll get the part, and there was one time in the history where, you were just famous and people would just sign you up. But these days, things have changed a little bit. And even the famous artists have to actually go and audition for a certain part, and which is understood. If I'm giving you 25-30 million dollars, I want to see that you fit the part and you are performing. And so rightfully, the producer is putting his money out there, or she's putting her money out there. They want the right person. So I definitely get it. But the other side of the coin is, if the person who does that and say didn't get the part, and they went with another celebrity, that celebrity's first, the ego is hurt. Like, well, I'm better than so forth. I have got more fame, but you went with that. Why? And the whole point becomes is that's a reflection on us. Now, if that particular celebrity would have stopped working because that one person rejected, the one producer rejected their audition or the casting crew, it's gonna leave a trauma in their brain to where like, oh, I'm no more of a good actor. What am I gonna do? And that's some kind of a feeling I felt about my videos. Some of the things that I said, oh, I'm not articulating it right, and this and that. And I told my brother this and my wife, and they both felt like, hey, if you impact one person out of your video, you've done great. And that's my whole message is I want to build a community. I want to help us grow. I'm growing. And when I talk about it, it's not, oh, I got it all together. I'm actually speaking to myself as well, because it reminds me what I should be doing. And with that saying is, the rejection is actually first starts from us. We reject ourselves because every day somebody is going to say something to us that's going to make us feel inferior, or somebody is going to lift us up that is going to make us feel good, right? But as humans, we tend to focus on what's negative. And I remember as a child, as my daughter was a kid in school, and everybody, most of the people loved her. Now you have a kid here and there would say things, hurtful things, or whatever it was. She would come home crying to me and say, like, this person said this to me. I said, can you focus on what good other people have said? Why are you focusing on that? But that's just the human nature in us by default, that we run to what somebody said. And just as recently, I saw a video, a movie, I should say shows. I'm not big into shows. I'm more of a movie because it's done with, when you're into shows, it's like seasons and it goes on. But anyway, in that particular show, this person becomes famous and on YouTube and so forth. And then next thing you know, she sees a comment that says, you are something like half-breed or whatever. It just says something derogatory to that. And her demeanor, everything just falls apart. But everybody else who has said, you're awesome, you're doing great, and blah, 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 all that was gone. But they focused on that particular sentence. And that's what we do in our lives. We reject ourselves because of an incident or whatever we have felt. And then we take that on board and leave all that good that has happened and start perpetuating our life through that. And that has caused a lot of people to never achieve their goals in becoming something that they were supposed to be. But it's us who are rejecting first. But what causes that is when we start to compare ourselves. We are comparing to somebody that may do better, you see? And I find it like I have a buddy named Josh, and he's a big, tall guy, and I won't say he's a muscular guy, but he's well built, tall guy, and I'm a little guy. I'm a little chubby, 5'4", and he is 6'4", I believe, or 6'5". And when we walk, we are like, the movie The Twins, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I have to tell you, sometimes the inferiority complex may kick in because it just looks weird, right? Now, Josh has his ability, and he's big guy, so you could pick me up, throw me across the room, kind of a thing, and I could feel like, oh, I'm a little guy. But if we compare that to David and Goliath, what did David do? David used 5 pebbles. He had 5 stones and a slingshot. And Goliath was a huge guy, right? Goliath could easily torn David into half. Just picked him up and torn him into half, or broken him into half like a pencil. So, but David never thought, hey, this guy, I could not believe, fight him and so forth. And the fact was, David was able to do that because he had the confidence. They made fun of him. Goliath made fun of him. But something within David said no. He believed in higher power that said, the God who has helped me with killing the lion and the bear and so forth will help me defeat Goliath. And his mindset made him conquer Goliath. Now, I'm not comparing myself to Josh. Josh is a gentle giant. So he's a great guy. But me looking at him like, oh, he can easily grab things, and if he goes with me, I feel more secure because he could beat up people. The mindset tells me that. But Josh has his limitations as well. He cannot be in small spaces, and him and I, we have talked about travel, On a long haul, he cannot travel because his legs are too long and it hits, the knees hit for him, it's uncomfortable. There are people who do travel, but for him, it doesn't work great. And he doesn't enjoy flying. So the point is, he has his limitations. And me, I can reach high speed. You have to grab a ladder, step ladder or something to get. But the great things I have, that I can go into small spaces where he can't. So we each have our own abilities and limitations. If we stop, and that leads me to, sorry, all of a sudden I have a cough in here, but anyway, I'm not going to edit this. I felt that with his ability and my, in grabbing things and my limitations, but on the other hand, my ability and his limitations, we are right in our own space. And if that's something that we can understand in our lives, and that leads to my point of the comparison we carry with us, then that would stop, because with comparison comes competition. And with competition comes then it leads us to, different, I'm not adequate. I'm not and then we start making excuses for ourselves, and then we start shrinking back. We start kicking in the rejection because of something somebody said, and we talk ourselves out of it, and we end up not achieving all that we are supposed to, and be all that we are supposed to be. My friend, another friend, no names, makes plans all the time with us and wants to do things, but always has something going. Like, we'll make an excuse, not feeling well, got this going, got that going, and it falls, to the way. Now, when too many times it happens, I have a choice to take. Does he or she really want to get together with me, or just making an excuse and makes plans and doesn't keep them and gives an excuse? Maybe that person really doesn't like me or doesn't want to be, but they don't have the heart to just say, hey, I don't want to get together with you. You see, not being honest with me or not being honest with themselves. Now, I don't know, but speculations and things I can take on board and start feeling, hey, this relationship is only one way. It's like, I want to see you don't, and whenever we want to see, you're making excuses. If they really want to see me, they're going to make everything possible to come see me, make an appointment, like, hey, let's get together, grab a cup of coffee for 20 minutes. I want to see you. Let's hook up. Let's do this. I've been guilty of that, and not that I make excuses, things come up. But where there's a will, there is a way. You see, and I find it when we come together with our friends and families and in relationship, when we feel we have not been acknowledged, we get this feeling of rejection. Have you heard that cliche? I want to be where I am celebrated, not tolerated. I think the root problem is the rejection we feel, right? Because we feel like, oh, they're putting up with me and so forth. Now, if we take one step back and say, they're not putting up with me, they like me, right? And if they don't like, that's between them and God. I think we'll have better relationship with people. But we always tend to reflect on self in a negative way. And we botch our relationships with people because we read people wrong because of the self-rejection we carry. Now, I am not saying that people come out and straight out say, hey, I don't want to do anything with you, and that's clear, then, hey, there is no relationship. But even with a person who applies for a job, goes to a job, and sees all these candidates, and you have equal skills, but because of outward appearance and they dress better, they do this, blah blah blah, we tend to talk ourselves about, like, why even bother going to their interview, because they will get the job and I will not, right? And even if we do go, we go with the attitude of nervousness because we feel we are not going to get this job. We have already rejected ourselves because we have compared ourselves to someone else. And this comparison causes such a havoc in our life to achieve things. And that's why with my YouTube channel, when I discussed it with my family members, I was feeling very disappointed in one sense, is because the way I was articulating was not correct. And then I said, I'm focusing too much on my negativity. And I said, there are hundreds of channels, empowering channels. And I said, what is my channel? But there is a variety. My wife said, there's a variety. And everybody, they might like, one person say, we have so many actors in this, world that the performance we watch. Some people like Ben Stiller, some people like David Spade, some people like Jason Statham, action. We all have a pick and choose. So if McDonald's says, oh, because Wendy's is there, I'm going to not open my restaurant, and feel like 500 customers went there and only 300 came to me, to my establishment, I feel rejected. No. The people that love McDonald's are going to come regardless. They will not go to Wendy's. People who love Chick-fil-A are not going to go to Hardee's. That is just the way life is. So for us to accept that we are perfect in our own right, we'll be happier. In relationships, I have excuse me, few friends who are single. They tend to, I'm not saying that's anything wrong. If you have made up your mind, you want to be single, you don't want to be in any relationship, that's great, wonderful, and kudos to you. But if you say, I want a relationship, and then not do anything about it because you're feeling rejected or whatever it is, the rejection is only because you have not accepted yourself. If you find yourself, you're beautiful, you're loving, you want all that you can offer, there is a right match that comes along. So there is no fear. Some may say like, hey, you are not fitting my, like these days you have Tinder. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't know about a lot of these apps, but if you don't go out, you don't mingle with people, you're not going to find, and nobody's going to notice you. And even if you do that, if you have already limited yourself to, oh, this person won't like it because I'm not beautiful, or I'm not the body size, or I'm not tall enough, or I'm not handsome enough, or not beautiful enough, you are putting limitations on yourself. You're rejecting yourself. So that fear paralyzes you to pursue any relationship. And talking about relationship, about my wedding anniversary and stuff. In relationship, I had few girlfriends before, and my wife had boyfriends before we got married, right? Now, some worked, some, didn't work, and some was not worth pursuing. But the point was, neither of us stopped looking for somebody who we would connect with. I connected with her, she connected with me, right? But we gave opportunity for life to happen and not stopped our life with just because of things not working out the first time. So if we want to pursue anything in life, we got to go after it. We cannot be afraid of rejection and fear of what is going to come out of it and not do. Time will tell. I've heard people say, oh, I don't love money, I don't do this, because they have never accrued any wealth for themselves. So they give an excuse, I don't like money, money changes people. No, nothing can change you, only you can change yourself. But if you want to live a good life, have a good cars, good houses, there is nothing wrong with that. Go get it. Now, if you are hurting people in that process, then that, I would say, in my opinion, is not right. It's wrong. But you work hard, use your money wisely, invest, do things that is possible for you. Everything is possible. And the scripture says, everything is possible through God. Nothing is impossible. But we are making it impossible because of our insecurities, our comparison with people, our inadequacies, and all those bottle down for us to not achieve. We talk ourselves out. We do things to not achieve things that we want. And don't feel that this is about any particular situation. This is just a general idea of why we don't achieve things, because we are afraid of rejection. That is on every level. Our jobs, spouse, love, careers, everything is all because of the fear of rejection. Nobody's going to watch my channel. Nobody's going to see my art. Nobody's going to notice my job at work that I am going to get promoted. Oh, I don't have enough skills because that person is better. Well, what can I do to be better? So everything bottles down to who you are and what you do with yourself. And with that, you can conclude and say, am I rejecting myself and am I taking myself out of the game when the game is getting good? I got this. This is what I want in life. And that's why to have that love, the amazing woman or a man in your life, or the career you want, everything is possible. There is nothing that is impossible for you. If once you start looking at yourself and say, I am approved. I'm approved by God who created me. There is nothing in the world that will stop you. Sorry. With this, I will end my video. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and I wish that all the things that you dream of or have dreamt of, you'll be able to pursue it and achieve it. Do not give up just because you feel it's impossible and you reject yourself, because that fear of rejection will only paralyze you. Go get the wealth you want. Go get the love you want. You can do it all. Thank you for watching again. And I pray that you will be successful as you want to be and achieve all your dreams. Go make it a great Saturday for yourself. Have a wonderful time with your friends, family, or by yourself, whatever you do. Make it great so that you can remember that you are one amazing person. Have a great day. Bye-bye.